Hello friends, today we will see the essentials of biostatics. Myself, Dr. S.M. Sangale, Assistant Professor, Department of Botany, Government Institute of Science, Chhatrapati Sambhajinagar. First of all, we will see in this lecture, we will see introduction, definition, statistic terms and scope, application and uses. So what is biostatics? Biostatistics is the science of collection, analysis and interpretation of numerical facts. So as drawn scientific conclusion is called biostatics. It is also known as biometry. There are number of statistical terms. First of all, we see what is the population. It is a group of individual or study elements or observations. Example, number of students in a class. So what is population? There is number of students is there, that is population. Any group which want to study, that is population. Then second is that is sample. Second term, what is sample? A small representative fraction of total population or among population is called as sample. One can say 2 ml solution for test. If we take sweet or grapes among the bunch of grapes or a rice which is cooked or not, that is nothing but the sampling. Then data, the recorded value in an experiment or observation is known as data. Example, 20 roses in the garden. Fourth one, that is primary data. The data collected by an investigator is called primary data, like interviews, observation, questionnaires. Then secondary data, when primary data are used by another purpose is termed as secondary data. Example, newspaper, internet, journals. Then parameter. What is parameter? A numerical property descriptive of a population, that is known as parameter. For example, mean, mode, median. These are numerical values which are explain the idea about the population, that is known as parameter. Next one is attributes. Attributes, it is a non-measurable characteristics which express in terms of units. Attribute is non-measurable characters. It can be expressed in units. For example, literacy, sex, nationality. These are the attributes. Okay. Then next one, that is variables. What is variables? Variables is any property of an individual that can be expressed in numerical terms. For example, number of leaves, height and weight of students. These are the variables. Variables, these terms are always expressed in numerical value. Then we will see the scope and application and uses of the biostatistics. It is applied in every sphere of human activity. Biostatistics has widely scope in all disciplines. For example, social science, management science and natural science. It is defined to normal or healthy in a population. It is used to find correlation between two variables such as x and y as height and weight. To find the action of drug, to compare the action of two drugs, fertilizers, pesticides, mutagenic agents, to compare efficiency and particular drugs, the chemicals, association between two attributes. Biostatistics also helps to make conclusion of the experiments. It gives crucial guidance to determine predictions. It is scientific method to collect, handle, analysis and interpretation of experimental data. So we can say that the biostatistics is very essential, it is very helpful and it has a scientific base. The result or conclusion on the basis of statistics is scientifically accepted. So it is a base of research or scientific conclusions. Then we will move towards the sample and sampling. What is sample? A small representative fraction of population is called sample. It is any subgroup or sub-aggregated selected from population. Like example, take rice from the boiling pot, grapes is tested from the bunch. This is known as sampling. These are the samples, methods of sampling. There are two main types. One is random method and second one that is non-random method. The random methods are also divided into 4 types, that is simple random method, stratified random method, systematic random method, cluster random, whereas non-random methods are divided into 3 types. First one that is purposive, judge or also known as judgmental sampling, second one that is convenience or chunk sampling, and third one that is quota sampling. Then we will see the collection and representation of data. The collected data may be represented in the form of tabular or diagrammatic or graphic form. There are several simplified procedures like rearrangement, tabulation, graphs, and summarization, which are commonly used to make the data readable and easily comprehensible. The objectives of classification of the data, these are to simplify complexity of the raw data and make data easily accessible and easily understandable, to make data attractive so as to leave a lasting impression, to facilitate quick comparison and easy study, to present the data in condensed form by the summarization of items, to ensure detection of errors and omission of data, to ensure the proper use of collection data. It is also used to simplify the complexity of the raw data and to draw the statistical inference. These are the methods of representation of statistic data: tabular representation, graphical presentation, and diagrammatic presentation. These are the features of tabular representation. Every table should be self-explanatory, the column number should be appropriate label, there is a necessary explanation of footnotes and all. These are about tabular representation. Then advantages of tabular representation. Tabular presentation are well arranged and well present. It does not call for any repetition of explanatory materials. It enables comparison to be easily made. The errors and omission, if any, may be readily detected. The complex mass of data may be presented in a summarizing form. It can be understood and easy to remember. It is easy to detect larger trends. We can see actual values for each category. These are the specific advantages of tabular format. Then graphic representation of data. The graphic representation is a visual display of data and statistical results. It's often more effective than presenting data in tabular form. And these are the advantages of graphic representation. It attracts more effectively than to tables, and therefore it is less likely to be overlooked. Readers may be skip tables but pauses to look at the charts. The use of colors and pictorial diagrams make a list of figures in business and thesis report more meaningful. It gives a comprehensive view of quantitative data. The wandering of a line experts a more powerful effect in the reader's mind than the tabular data. It shows what happened exactly and what is likely to take place. These are the 4 types of a way to represent graphics, that histograms, frequency polygon, frequency curve, and scatter or dot diagram. The histogram we know as, this is the example of histogram. Here we can plot a column-like structure, that is known as histograms. Then frequency polygon, one can understand when we use a curve with histogram, that is known as frequency polygons. Then frequency curve, if the middle point of the upper boundaries of the rectangles of histogram is corrected by a smooth free head curve, then that diagram is called frequency curve. The curve should begin and end at the baseline. Frequency curve is a graphic representation of a cumulative frequency distribution. On the vertical axis, cumulative frequency are represented, and the horizontal axis is the mark for class boundaries. Cumulative frequency of each class is marked by a point above the upper limit of the class. These are the example. One can see the scatter or dot diagram. It is prepared in cases in which frequencies of at least two variables have been cross classified. Out of them, one variable is independent and the other is dependent. The independent variable is the cause of all dependent variables. The length and weight of 8 groups fishes is to draw the scatter or dot diagram where the length is an independent variable, that is x-axis, and where is the weight is the dependent variable, that is on y-axis. Here we can see the x-axis and y-axis. One can understand the length and weight of fishes. 50 grams. Here we can observe the length of fish, and here we can observe the weight of fish, and this is the scatter diagram. Diagrammatic representation of data. It should be drawn to exhibit the statistical matter clearly. This should be such to allow its significant features to be clearly shown out by adopting suitable scale and will depend upon the space available. Diagram should be drawn accurately with the help of drawing instruments. Coloring and different marking should be done with the pencil or with colors. The different colors or marks or dottings are used to show the different items. In such cases, length should be given for the column and an item it refers. In doing so, that we should see that the visual impressions conveyed by the diagram is not in any way affected. The original data on which the diagram has been based should be given, if necessary, facing the diagram, as this will help the observations to see the details which clearly reference to the source of the table should be provided. This is the line diagram one can observe. This is a pie diagram. Lastly, we will focus few points on measurement of central tendency. What is central tendency? It is defined by 3 types. That is, first is mean, second is mode, and third is that is median. So what is mean? Mean is an average which is obtained by adding all the values and by dividing by the total number of observations. It is known as means. Whereas mode, it is a value which occurs most frequently in the distribution. And median, last one, that's median. The median, it is a median value of the data when data arranged is ascending or descending order. It is known as median. So friends, this is a little bit about the essential of biostatics. Thank you so much.